Hello, this is Sharon Webb, Travel Tracker Implementation Specialist. Did you know that the Travel Tracker has a downloadable parent permission slip that you can use with your field trips? This permission slip is auto-populated with all of the details about the trip, and it's also customizable. Once the trip request is approved, the requester can return to the request form, and there will be a link here in the destination section that they can click to download the permission slip. Now, I wanted to show you how you can set that permission slip up. The first thing you have to do is turn on that downloadable permission slip, and you do that from the Configuration tab, Other Setup Decisions, then go to the Trip Request Form section and click to expand it, and then click to expand the section Options to Display or Hide, and then scroll down to the question that asks about displaying the button to print a field trip permission slip. Be sure you have that clicked on Yes, and then as always, scroll down and click the Save button. Now, also in the Configuration tab, you have an option for permission slip message. So it's from this permission slip message that you will make changes to the basic permission slip that comes along with your travel tracker. Notice that there is an English version and a Spanish version. If you use the Spanish version, you will need to click the yes to provide that Spanish version on the request form. I will also mention if you use the Spanish version, you will need to, and you make changes to the English version, you will need to make the same changes to the Spanish version. It does not do an automatic translation from the English to the Spanish, so it's two separate versions that you will have to complete. Now, I want to show you a little bit about this section here of customizing the form. The entire form is not customizable, only 5 sections. And so notice here the sections are labeled top, middle, and then notice in the middle there are 4 fields that you can make changes to, and then there's a bottom section, and then the word save. So let me show you on the permission slip what those different sections are. This is a sample of the permission slip. Now, parts of the permission slip are not editable or not customizable, other than this is a Word document, and you can click in the Word document and make any changes that you would like to. But as far as the download, only certain parts are customizable. So, for example, the title up here, that's going to be always the same. It's going to include the name of the school. It's going to provide the destination, departure, return time, depart and return date and time, teacher name, mode of transportation, any additional information. This is typed into the request form. A space where they can come in and key in cost for admission, for example, any miscellaneous cost perhaps, and then a total cost. So your teachers, once they download it, they can add this information in since it is a Word document. Now, remember on where I showed you the sections that you can customize. That's what I've highlighted. So the first customizable section is labeled the top in your travel tracker. That's what's highlighted here in yellow. So if you change the top section, this is where that will come off on the permission slip. Now, beneath the top section is another table that is not customizable in the download. You can come in once you've downloaded it and make changes. Again, you can make changes to this. It's just a Word document, but this will just be the way that it is. There's no other changes you make. We get the name of the student, the name of the parent or guardian, date of birth, parent or guardian's address, contact numbers, and then an emergency contact name and phone numbers and the relation to the child. Now, underneath this little table here is two lines that are going to be there. Again, if your teachers want to delete these lines, they can, but as far as the download, they'll be here. The health insurance information and this title, medical information and release, that will be there. Now, the next customizable part of the permission slip I've highlighted here in green, and on your travel tracker it's labeled the middle. Okay, and so this is the middle section, and then there's actually three sections for the middle. So there's the middle, and then there's a fourth section, and then there's another section. Okay, so the middle is the green, the blue, and the purple. Now the bottom is here in gray, and so if you make changes to the bottom, it's going to print just above the signatures, and these signatures are also going to be there just like this. Again, not coming down with the download in any other way but this, but you can make changes to them in the document if you'd like to. So let's look back at the travel tracker and kind of review that again of what the different sections are. Okay, so if you want to customize, there's the top. This was in yellow on the first on the form that I showed you earlier. This is between the two sections that are auto-populating with the field trip information and then the table that the parents would fill in. Then the middle, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 middle paragraphs, if you want to call them that. So these, again, you can customize. You can see there's lots of different things you can do, adding in information in paragraph form. And then the bottom, this was just above the signature. So that's the different sections. So you can go in and make changes to those. Remember, if you are going to use the Spanish version, you'll have to make the same changes in your Spanish version as you do in the English version. It does not automatically translate to the Spanish just because you type it in the English. If you do make any changes, you'll want to come down and click the Save button. Now, creating the permission slip is very much a trial and error. You'll want to come back and forth from creating your changes, saving them, and then return to your trip request that you want to see how does that permission slip look now after I've made some changes. Come back to an approved field trip request, click on the download permission slip, and then click on the button to download whichever version you've made changes to. Open that permission slip. Once you've opened it, again, it is a Word document now, and you can go in and make changes if you're the teacher printing it, but I know ultimately you would like for them not to have to really make any changes. But there is only so much you can do. So here is that top section that we looked at. So that was the top. And then here is one of the middle sections. There's middle section 1, middle section 2, middle section 3, middle section 4 here, and then the bottom. It's called the bottom, and this is just before the signature. Now in my example here, it's over 2 pages, or it is 2 pages, so you maybe would have to make some considerations. Is this what I want? Do I want to try to lessen my wording so that I can put it all on one page, or is it okay to have it being two? Um, so it is nice to have the customizing that you can do to the permission slip, but there are limitations to how much you can customize. There is a certain amount of space on the form that is going to be there, no matter what. Your title will be there. This top table with the field trip information on it and the cost. The table here with the student information and parent contact information, the health insurance information, medical information, and release. All of that will be there taking up this space. Okay, so even on the download, it's going to be there. Even and so you could take it out here and reduce your space, but again, that's editing each one individually. Uh, One thing I can suggest is your implementation specialist can work on your permission slip for you. If you would like to try this and work on these yourself, you're welcome to, but your implementation specialist would be happy to do it for you. You would just need to scan a copy of your current district permission slip to your implementation specialist and ask them to work on, and we will certainly try to get as close as we can to what you currently use, at least getting all of the information in there, even if it's formatted a little differently, and then let you look at that. And it is same thing with the Spanish version. If you want to send us the Spanish version, we'll certainly work on it and let you see what we come up with. It is a little bit of work to make it, but and certainly if you want to spend the time doing that, you can, but please know that your implementation specialist will be more than happy to work on it for you and come up with the best thing we can offer for the permission slip. Thank you.